Many a childhood memory clings to Indiana Jones, but if you detach yourself a little from these memories and look only at the film, you will realize Indiana Jones sucks.
Hello and welcome back to the spoilerCast, the show we talk about movies we don't care about spoiling them. And happy summer, I suppose.
Yay!
It's the big spoilerCast summer extravaganza, where we pre-record a bunch of episodes so we don't actually have to sit inside all summer. And you shouldn't either. You should only sit inside when you're listening to this, or technically you could listen to it outside.
On your phone.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the garden, you know?
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, whatever you want. Just, go to the beach, go to a nice little meadow, just hang out, get on a boat,
Park.
Whatever you want to do, but make sure you're listening to the spoilercast while you're doing it. Yes, so this summer, usually we do like a theme. Back in the day, we did like one mega episode, but then it's just like, why not just turn those like 3-4 hour mega episodes into 4 or 5 episodes? Okay. So we've done themes. Last year was top 10 lists. This year, we're doing a anniversary because 45 years ago, there was a little movie called Raiders of the Lost Ark that came out, and everybody lost their fucking minds over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're celebrating Indiana Jones this summer. We're going to talk about all 5 movies: Raiders, Temple of Doom, the Last Crusade, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yes, and the Dial of Destiny. Right. And this year we're also actually doing Patreon stuff. Yes, we usually neglect our paying audience when we go on vacation, but this year we're doing Patreon episodes as well. And on Patreon, as companion pieces, we're doing Indiana Jones ripoffs. Yes. Starting. We haven't. I put some out. But there's nothing is planned yet. But we're gonna try to do
set
like
in stone.
No, but we're gonna try to like, at least the way I looked at it, try to match like Raiders came out in 81, so we should pick a movie that came out in like 82, 83, a clear ripoff.
Yeah.
And the next one was 84, so I picked a movie from 85, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we follow the Indiana Jones ripoffs through the decades, all the way up until last year, because we are going to finish with Fountain of Youth.
Yes.
But anyway, enough talking about what the plan is here. But now you know, at least. Now you know that you have to tune in for 5 weeks. Check it out.
You won't have a hiatus, but we will.
Yeah, exactly. But let's start from the very beginning and talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
Directed by the one and the only Steven Spielberg. Written by Lawrence Kasdan, George Lucas, and Philip Kaufman. Starring Harrison Ford, Karen Allen, and other people.
A bunch of others.
Yeah. John Rhys Davies, Denham Elliott, Alfred Molina in a smaller role. Yeah. And then a bunch of people you don't really know. And it's, everyone knows the story. Everyone has seen it. It's about Indiana Jones, archaeologist extraordinaire and teacher on the side.
Part-time.
Who goes around the world trying to find precious artifacts to bring them into the museum so that everyone can experience them. Which this takes place in the 30s, but it was made in the 80s. And it's funny how much, like, his job has changed since then.
Yes.
Because we don't look as fondly nowadays as we did back then.
The culture around this kind of occupation.
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that. It's just funny to point that out. How his like mantra, not so much in this movie, but throughout the series, is this belongs in a museum. And then nowadays, woke people can go, no, actually, it belongs with the people who made it. They're right.
I think the argument is at least in a museum in the home country.
Sure, yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Indiana Jones, though, he is hired, or whatever I want to say, tasked by the government to find the Ark of the Covenant, the big Ark where Moses put the stone tablets, the Ten Commandments in, which was lost like 800 years before Christ, when the Egyptians invaded Jerusalem, I think.
Something like that.
Because Hitler, as we all know, was a fucking sci-fi nerd, and he believed in he believed in all kinds of things. He believed in aliens. He believed in Old Norse mythology. He believed in, obviously the Bible and all the magic stuff going on in that. And he just wanted he just wanted
it
the
all.
cool power. Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously
all the cool stuff.
all the cool stuff. Obviously, then the Nazis are looking for the Ark of the Covenant, because it is said that whoever can wield it possesses immense power.
Yes.
Yeah, but that power might come at a cost, as we find out later. So here starts a globe-trotting adventure where Indy has to go from Nepal to Cairo, and that's about it.
Random island.
It's a random island, and then it's over. It's not really that globe-trotting, but still. And there's action, there's romance, there's comedy, there's all of life in it. So you just have to see it. So, let's get into it, and let's do this the right way. First of all, you had seen it before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen this one. I have definitely seen some of the others.
Okay.
Not all of them.
But this time then, what did you think of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it as much as any adventure movie there is. I love adventure movies, as we've said in many episodes. I had forgotten a lot about this specifically.
Yeah.
The one I remember is the second one. That's the one I remember the most from.
That's the one that sticks out the most.
Yeah.
Because there's no Nazis, and it's not in the desert. It's all in the jungle. The Tuggy cult. Yeah.
The
Kalima.
Yeah.
Kalima Shakti. That's next week. So hold out.
Exactly. So I this was almost like watching it anew, because I didn't remember basically anything except for the Nazis. I know there's Nazis. That's it. Fuck them.
Sure. Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just as good as any adventure movie. What I really liked was that I was surprised by the quality of it for some reason. I don't know why I was surprised. We're talking Steven Spielberg and fucking George Lucas here.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the camera director? What's the word?
Oh, it's not one of his. Well, maybe it was one of his usuals back then, but it's not like Janusz Kaminski or anyone. I don't know who it is.
Shit! But I looked it up and I forgot it. Cinematographer Douglas Slocum.
Right, Slocum.
Yeah.
Has he worked with him before?
I don't know, but they worked really well on this one.
Sure, yeah.
Last Crusade.
Huh. Okay.
Temple of Doom.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So they kept him on. Anyway, it looks fantastic for something from the 80s.
Okay.
That was my first, holy shit.
Oh, here we go again, then. I don't know. Are you talking about actual camera movements or picture quality? Because we've had this discussion before.
Both, in this case.
Well, okay, because I guess we both watched it on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, and there it is, even though I know it's streaming, but it is still remastered in 4K.
Sure.
So it is a much sharper image. I was going to watch it on I have an old DVD of it, but I was like, fuck it, it's on Netflix. And I know that...
Might as well.
Even though it's streaming 4K, it's going to look better than my DVD, so yeah.
Yeah, sure. But the lighting and stuff like that, that's what I was thinking of a lot. And that is cinematography, technically, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And also, of course, directing a little bit. And I had to look it up. I was amazed to hear that they used a lot of natural lighting, which made it even cooler, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can kind of tell because a lot of the scenes in Cairo, they're out in daylight.
Yeah.
So you have this direct overhead sunlight. So all you have to do is manipulate film and manipulate the shadows to be where you want them. You have all the light you need.
Yeah.
The sun is 3 inches from your face.
The only shadows they really need to change a lot on are the ones they're using for cinematography.
Cinematic effect?
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. With where they have a couple of scenes where people's shadows are giant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stuff like that, obviously.
Which I don't think they had a lot of in the desert, of course, because they don't have any walls there.
No,
shadows,
that one specifically you're thinking of is the one in Nepal in the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of there's a lot of not really.
Or maybe it's just that one.
But there's a lot of there's a lot of obscuring people's faces, in the beginning when they introduce him after he snaps the gun or the knife out of the guy's
Yeah.
hand, and he walks into frame like no, out of the shadow. They do that a couple of times, and there is like the shadows are very like deep and dark. It's
Yes.
what happens when you shoot on film. We've talked about it before, and when you actually do care about lighting your movie, not just put a giant softbox over the entire stage and just make sure, well, everything's evenly lit, so we don't have to worry about it. No shadows. That's why every movie looks bland and flat now, and why a movie like this looks very good. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, that's like my simple, short form praise for it. I really enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I'd say like it's a revolutionary movie or anything, because adventure movies rarely are.
Yeah.
They're just adventure movies.
Sure. Although,
But,
just to mention, like, this was nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
yeah, I don't blame them.
Best Director, Best Cinematography, and it won Best Art Direction, makes sense, and Best Sound, makes sense.
Yeah. In my opinion, that should be all movies that are well made and entertaining. You don't have to be super deep or like profound for that.
No, sure, absolutely not. But like, okay.
It doesn't surprise me. It's totally acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah. I wish more.
I just don't like. Sure, there are definitely themes we can talk about throughout these movies, and there are philosophical questions to be asked regarding God and shit. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, I guess.
But you obviously love these movies.
I am a fan of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
The franchise.
What did you think of this one the first time you saw it? Do you remember?
It's so long ago. I was probably like, 10 when I saw it the first time or something like that. I can't really remember. I might have even been younger, because I remember, I was in 3rd grade when a 2nd grade kid, because we were in those like,
oh yeah,
1 through 3 classes where you had 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders in the same class, because we basically had the same like classes.
Yeah.
And a 2nd grader, when I was in 3rd grade, I think, was talking about Indiana Jones, and I didn't know what that was. And his favorite was Temple of Doom, because it's the most gruesome one, with all the ripping out hearts and the blood and the eating monkey brains and shit. He enjoyed all the gore, and that one is the most like, I'd say that's the most fun of them, but also the darkest one, conversely. So I was like, this Indiana Jones, and he mentioned that there are more movies, so I probably watched it sometime around then.
Yeah.
At a friend's house, or maybe rented it or something. So yeah, around 9, 10. Makes sense, I suppose. And back then
when adventure movies are the best.
Yes, exactly. And I was a big fan of adventure movies, because just a few years earlier, we'll talk more about that in Patreon in a couple of weeks, I'd watched The Phantom, starring Billy Zane, and I fucking loved that movie. Anyway, I think I probably liked it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Fast forwarding to my adult age, I don't get it. It's a fine movie, but this incredible universal praise that it gets, I don't get it. It's a 6 out of 10. It's 7 maybe, but it has like some.
It's not like some sort of amazing cinema, like you have to watch it, it'll change your life thing.
But most people seem to think that is what it is. It has an 86 Metascore. You understand that? I think it has
holy shit.
I think it has a 4.2 on Letterboxd, on average on Letterboxd. Sure, it does have poor reviews on Metacritic, but it has so many like great reviews, and people like calling it like. I mean, some of them are just like giving it. This is like a review from the time, I think. Because it's Roger Ebert. He gave it a perfect 10. And it says, plays like an anthology of the best parts from all the Saturday matinee serials ever made. So obviously that is like, they're giving a perfect score because it's the perfect for what it is.
Yeah.
And I can see that, sure, like, especially people who are in the same age bracket as Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, who grew up on those kind of adventure serials. Because this is obviously inspired by that. Just like Star Wars a couple years earlier was inspired by sci-fi serials. This was adventure serials.
Yes.
They had a little run there on like remaking their childhoods in $100 million movies. Well, not quite, but still.
Making their own versions.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many 100 reviews. But then it has one middling review from the New Yorker saying, seeing Raiders is like being put through a Cuisinart. Something has been done to us, but not to our benefit. What? Is a blender? Cuisinart?
Yeah,
I'm
I think so.
I mean, they do other things, but... And then
probably it.
Chicago Reader gave it a 3 out of 10. Says, travels fast and straight down a linear plot, and the ceaseless rush quickly becomes monotonous. And that's where I disagree. The big problem for me with the movie, I mean, yeah, Harrison Ford is very charming. Marion is very charming. The Nazis are appropriately evil and nasty and greasy. The action is, for the most part, pretty good. Although some people have called... I read one guy in particular. I read some reviews. I shouldn't have done it because I already knew people loved it.
You're
but now
defensive
I have these,
now.
Yeah, a little bit. But I've always been defensive about this ever since I didn't like it as much as my friends. He called the car chase where Indiana Jones steals the truck with the Ark on it towards the end after the airplane explodes. He called it one of the greatest set pieces of its kind in all cinema history. And I was like, really? He just drives the car and rams some cars. What is so good about it?
It's not the one where he like climbs underneath it.
Yes, that's part of it, because it is a very long one. It starts on the airfield, then goes through the jungle, or whatever you want to call it, and then it ends up back in Cairo, where they hide it behind the fake wall, which they just had set up, I guess.
Just in case.
Yeah. It's good, but I mean, 2 movies later, they made it 10 times better in The Last Crusade, when he hangs off the tank. And there's stakes and emotions weaved into it. Here it's just him, fighting Nazis on a truck. It's good, but it's no fucking revelation of action cinema. What are you talking about? Anyway.
No.
But my big problem with the movie is the script. I think the script is bad.
It's not great. It's very much set piece.
Yeah. But it's this, because
not a lot happens in each set piece.
Exactly, not a lot happens. That's the thing. Like, we have the cold open, which is great. Everything about the cold open is great. Classic adventure cinema. Walking through the jungle, it's kind of scary, and then you find the golden idol, and there's traps, and there's puzzles, and then you gotta run for the big boulder! I mean, there were in serials before this, but I mean, when everyone thinks about, you gotta run from the big boulder, that's every adventure movie. No, that's Indiana Jones in Raiders.
Jones. Yeah. But that sequence, that entire opening, that is what people remember being Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
And him running from the natives and the dust just flying off him, screaming at his pilot, Stop the plane! Stop the plane! It's so good, because he has a great scream.
Yes.
And the way it almost it peaks when they recorded it. It's so good. I laugh
especially when he starts screaming at the fucking snake.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but then the setup that the government, or I'm guessing they're CIA. I don't know. They don't really.
They're
say,
government,
right?
at least.
Yeah, they're government. Tell them like, oh well, Hitler has been looking for a bunch of religious artifacts, and now he's looking for the Ark, and we know you know a lot about it, and he tells the whole story, and we need you to find it before him. He's like, well, I don't. And then when he talks to whatever the character is called, I forget. Denham Elliott's the old man, when he's at home, like, oh, they gave you the money, yes, but and he's like, oh, but you have to remember, like, the Ark has been surrounded by death and destruction for 3,000 years. And he's like, I don't believe in that old hokum. All that is good, and then you have like the setup with Marion. He has to go because he knows someone who probably has that head for the staff.
Yeah.
Or, well, he does. No, he knows that, right?
He knows that. He remembers her dad having it for some reason.
So he looks up her, Marion Ravenwood, and you have that's really where the plot kicks off, because her bar burns down because the Nazis are there, and that's also where the problems start, because that action scene it's not bad, but it's weird, because there's the whole part where they're threatening her with the glowing iron.
Yeah.
And there's the build up of music until Indy runs back in and snaps it out of his hand with the whip. After that, there's no music in that scene.
Nope.
Which I find extremely, like, unappealing. Like, I want to bum 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 as he's shooting and jumping, but it's just people like sitting down and going. It throws the pacing off.
I partially agree, but I also don't really agree.
Why would you not want music in your exciting action movie or a scene?
Because in those scenes, a lot of times, at least I tune out the music. I don't even hear the music if there is any.
Oh, okay.
Because you're so focused on everything going on, all the movement and all the running around and fighting and whatever. And in this case, even because there's dialogue involved as well.
Not really.
They talk a little bit.
Usually it's like whiskey and Indy, like in the actual shootout. It's before and after they talk. Sure.
So I don't mind. I don't care if there's music there, because I would probably not have heard it anyways. Honestly, the only time I reacted to the music in this movie was the whole Indiana Jones score coming in whenever it did, with a little change every now and then. Other than that, the music is just there to like amplify whatever is going on, and I don't pay attention to it that well in these kinds of movies.
Okay, well, I obviously noticed it because it feels so empty, and it becomes very. Now it's just people shooting at each other, and it becomes very dark. Especially that scene where he just flat up shoots a guy in the head, and you see him, and the blood running down him, and he's just, I don't mind that it's very violent. That's part of the charm, I suppose. And I love violence. We all know that from previous episodes.
The skulls, the bodies, you give it all such a glow. I don't know if it's art, but I like it.
But here, just like, ooh. Oh, our dashing hero just executes a guy, shooting him point blank in the face.
It might be that you remember in Indiana Jones with rose-colored glasses a little bit.
No, I know. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Hero.
He is, though. That's the way everyone describes him. He's the classic adventure serial hero.
Yeah, but he also,
classic matinee hero.
Classic hero won't shoot someone, won't kill people.
No, yeah, but that's obviously what they're trying to do here. They're trying to emulate that classic style of dashing, debonair hero from the 40s and 30s.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he isn't. It's just little things like that. It's like, oh, why are you showing him the blood flowing out of his brain? Like, that's just that one moment. It doesn't ruin the movie, but it ruins that moment. I know people are going to say, oh, you're just nitpicking. I know I'm strawmanning here by creating my own critics, but this is one of those movies you're not allowed to dislike. If that's what I'm trying to get, that's why I'm so defensive. It's like Gremlins.
Yeah, I know.
It's like Goonies. You know, you're not allowed to dislike this one, but I don't get it. So that's and there are a couple of lines. I'm not going to go through every little nitpick, but I just have to get this out of me. There are a couple of lines that Karen Allen just delivers so like. She's so stuttering. It just doesn't. It doesn't
not the
flow.
strongest in every scene.
No, yeah. I mean, she's good throughout, but it's just especially in the beginning.
Moments.
Yeah. And then so after that fight, they get to Cairo, where they look up Salah, the builder in the town, the best builder in town, to see if he knows how far the Nazis have gotten, because the Nazis are always one step ahead. Yeah. That's also the thing. I don't really understand. That doesn't make sense. I didn't even think of that until now. They leave, I'm guessing there's some time in between, but they literally cut from Nepal to Cairo. Obviously, they fly there, and there's probably a few days travel.
Yeah.
But we do see that the Nazi, the creepy, greasy, icky, gooey Nazi, Mr. Tot, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He burns his hand on the medallion.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out later in the movie that's how he got the one side of the medallion that they could, get to get the markings for the staff. But they leave. As far as the movie is concerned, they leave directly after the Nazis because the whole place just burns down. So they're leaving. But they arrive in Cairo sometime later, and by that time, not only has the Nazis found the map room, they have also figured out the map room and are now digging up the entire desert outside of Cairo. I don't remember if were they digging there before?
I watched a couple of videos, and I don't know if that was something they said in the movie or it was just someone who pointed out from the movie. But they're digging basically everywhere to find anything, so I'm assuming that they were already there with the team, already digging just anywhere to find it.
Because there was a rumor that the Ark was somewhere under Cairo, the old.
So they were
the Tanis.
Send people there, and you go see if you can find more specific details. So they're already digging, I think.
Fair enough.
And then obviously he has sent them information over whatever communication they have back then.
Sure.
To give them more details.
Yeah. All right, so I'm not going to say that. And the movie needs to keep moving. But, so they get there, they have the medallion still, and they talk to Salah, do you know anyone who can translate this for us? I know... I think he barely says, I know of a man, but we do see the old man.
Let's
later.
go.
Yeah. But then, instead of them going there, there is a scene where Marion and Indy are just walking through the streets of Cairo, the Kasbah, whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously the Nazis are still chasing them, even though they have what they believe is the full medallion in the guy's hand.
Mm-hmm.
They still want to. I guess to eliminate a threat, but really, they have the medallion. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you chasing them? So they attack them with a bunch of local hired guns, hired muscle, and you have this long, 10, 15 minute long scene where they're running back and forth, and he has to protect Marion and.
Is that when she ends up in the basket?
Yeah, she ends up in the basket, and they put her on the car or the truck, and he shoots the car and the truck, and the truck blows up, and he gets all "Oh no, Marion is dead."
The love of his life that he fell in love with when she was 15, and they didn't talk after that.
yeah. Remember, because they do have
also a weird thing.
And people are going to say, "Well, they rekindled the romance. That's what that scene is for." There's literally 4 lines of dialogue where they're so what didn't you get married and have a bunch of kids like your friend Salah's? Well, what makes you think I didn't? Oh, I know you, Indy. Cut to the Nazis doing something.
Yeah.
Back to them, oh. What went wrong between us, basically, she says. And he's well, you were alienated, but no, that was your dad's fault. And then they get attacked. That's it for them rekindling their romance.
Yeah.
After that, there's action, shooting, fighting. She blows up, allegedly. He gets oh, damn. I can understand him being sad because he's still someone he cared for, and him probably feeling partly responsible because he did shoot the truck.
It's his fault that she's involved in the first place.
Yeah, that too. So then the Nazis capture him and ha ha ha, just to have a scene where Belloc tells him I'm still one step ahead of you, and now we've captured you. And then Salah's kids comes in and kind of social stealth him out of there, saving.
Yeah. Can't shoot children.
Yeah, for some reason Nazis can't shoot children. I thought they did that all the time, especially dirty brown children, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he goes back to Salah and he's oh yes, it's really sad, Indy, but you did your best. Anyway, now we can go see the guy. Why didn't you do that to begin with? Why'd you have the whole thing?
Odd order of things.
Why have that scene fills no purpose other than thinking now that she's dead, only to then, after they go to the guy and they go to the map room and he gets out, he just stumbles onto her being bound up in a tent at the excavation site. Is it supposed to create tension or oh my god, she's back? But there's there's no forward motion. I actually, when I wrote my little review, I just started obsessing over that specific part because it drives me insane.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
How that action scene fails no fucking purpose, and then it kills off a character only to bring her back. For what reason? Why? Wouldn't it have been better that he says, like, oh, I know a man, but I need to contact him first. Why don't you... This is when Salah talks about the guy who can read the thing.
Why don't you explore town? I'll let you know.
No, well, yeah, okay, you can still explore town, but actually take 5-10 minutes of them sitting down, at a cafe, or they go to their room to freshen up because they've flown from Nepal. It takes a few days. And they actually sit down and have a conversation. And they talk about the same things they talk about there, but in more than 4 lines.
Sure.
And you have the scene from when they're on Katanga's ship later on, when they actually do kiss, when he's like, where doesn't it hurt? Oh, here. Because that's kind of when, like, oh, they are in love, and that's why you have to save her in the last 15 minutes of the movie. How about you get that back there? They kind of rekindle a little love there. And then you can even have, like, they're just about to fuck when Salah says, Indy, we can go now. He's like, damn it. Okay, classic.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or you do the whole when they wake up the morning after and they do it, but now they're in love again, so he cares for her. She's not just the annoying bitch who won't give him the medallion now. She already did that. Why did she fucking ditch her in Nepal?
Because she demanded to be allowed to come with him.
Oh, she demanded. How about he just grabs it and goes, Pooh! Like,
no, but see, I think you're to like not play devil's advocate here, but to counter argue whatever you've been saying now a little bit. When he arrives in Nepal and when he sees her, it's supposed to be like he's a little bit like, yes, she looks just as good as she used to be. She's older now, so it's okay,
It's legal now.
Kinda.
Okay, but I only feel animosity between them in Nepal. That's the thing. I don't feel it like... Ooh.
It's the cat and mouse thing. It's a little bit of the... she's mad at him, but he's like, yeah, I'm liking this.
Okay, I didn't really get that from that scene, but okay.
I got that, especially because he walks back in after.
Well,
she says, come back tomorrow. He comes back without knowing the Nazis are there.
Yeah.
So he has another idea in mind to talk about something else, to do something else,
All right. I didn't see that way, but fair.
But then, oops, Nazis, I have to, first of all, keep her safe, and of course the medallion. That's the big issue.
Yeah, okay. But for me, it's just like 2 people who hate each other, and she's like, "Yeah, take me along." I was like,
he doesn't hate her. He's just like,
no, not hate her, but like it's very cold between them since he abandoned her as a teenager.
Yes, but he doesn't see it as
her
that.
Flower. Yeah,
he's like, old girlfriend who is mad at me. She's kind of hot when she's mad,
Okay, I did not get
he's
that
a bit of
at all.
Pig, in my opinion.
He's a fucking bastard. He has some of that charm. The scene again in the ship where he goes like, "Well, here doesn't hurt. Well, here. That's charming and then playful, But before that, not really. There's little things, with the whip and the shooting the guy with the big sword and everything. It's part of his charm. But imagine
she doesn't see that part though.
Sure, but so my idea is because. After that, in the original script in the movie, she dies, becomes kidnapped by the Nazis. He goes on to find the map room and find the actual location of the Ark while the Nazis are digging somewhere else. And in the meantime, Belloc is trying to get more info out of her, but while he's working with the Nazis, he's not really on their side. He's more like.
He just wants to find it.
Yeah, any means necessary to get the Ark, even if you have to work with Nazis. So he's kind of... I like that. He's a scumbag, but at least he's not a Nazi scumbag.
He's doing it for his own winning, that's all.
Yeah. So, and he's kind of got the hots for Marion. So, like, he wants to protect her, because, like, if I protect her, maybe she'll fucking let me fuck her, what do as guys think.
Yes.
So there's the whole scene where he's more like flirting with her, not really... trying to get information on her with them drinking and putting on the dress and all that, and then the creepy Nazi guy comes in, Herr Tod comes in. Yes. He's supposed to torture her to get the information on her. That never goes anywhere because they just cut from there to Belloc and the two Nazi main guys walking out and like, who's digging over there? Where Indiana Jones is digging with Salah and his workers.
I don't remember if Belloc says something about I've already like tried everything. She doesn't have any info, or if someone comes in and interrupts them.
Yes,
going,
that's what
like,
happens.
Someone's digging over here.
Now they walk outside when he's gonna start torturing her. So they interrupt the torturing by saying, someone's digging over there. It's fucking Indy, we realize. But once again, what is the point of having the Belloc and Marion scene? She doesn't, because maybe there could be a scene where she like, she gets to escape, because she's a strong, independent woman who doesn't need no man to escape. I'm not saying they're doing it, but she's that kind of character.
Sure, but she
doesn't escape. She doesn't actually get tortured to give them any information, to give them the location, because she doesn't have that. Indy at this point knows she's alive, but he's like, it's easier if you stay here, when he finds her.
Yeah.
What is the... What purpose does that whole sequence of scenes fill?
Nothing much, really.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And it's
a little bit to build up the like, again, I think it is to build up the relationship between Indy and Marion. And
then he shouldn't have left her there.
No, but that's the thing. It's the whole... He's not really into her that much yet, but he's like, when he gets the chance, he's gonna string her along a little bit, and like, he's not gonna argue with her because that's too much energy, and it's giving her false hope that he might be that guy she thought he was back in the days, but that's too deep, too layered for this movie. That kind of romance doesn't have room in this movie.
But like, sorry for
that's a romance movie.
Yeah, but that's the thing. For me, adventure movies, just like a James Bond. Well, James Bond is not romance; it's more just having sex with a hot lady.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? A good action adventure has romance and passion as well. This doesn't have that, except for the scene in the ship.
No, because Indiana Jones is an asshole.
Yeah, so... But
he's a fuckboy, basically.
Yeah, like even movies that I would say are worse than this at least have that part, which makes them better, honestly. But imagine this. So my idea, to change that entire thing, to actually make their relationship stronger and makes the stakes higher when she does get kidnapped, not fake killed, is so they have their reconciliation while Salah finds out who can decipher the thing.
Read the compass, yeah.
Yeah, they do the hanky-panky or whatever. The morning after, they go to the guy. She's still with them. This also cuts out, like, a lot of... There's none of the action in the middle. And there's no action. There's plenty of action. So they go there and like, now we know where to go. So they go, and then they do the whole thing, but Marion is just there. She's next to Salah when he's lowering him down into the map room and all that. Sure, she doesn't have much to do, but I mean, is that much worse than just fake killing her off? I don't know.
She doesn't have much to do later on either way when she's there.
Exactly.
She just becomes a damsel in distress.
Exactly. So everything just goes along as it did in the movie, but you cut out that action scene and you have Marion just being there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they actually get down there, they get the Ark out, and then Belloc shows up and like, haha, once again, I'm one step ahead of you, and steals the Ark and leaves him down there. The Nazis, not Belloc, but the Nazis throw Marion down there. So now they're together again. So they were together. Then they were separated. Now they're together again. And then she gets kidnapped off the ship. So then they're separated again. It's very back and forth. Same thing with who has the Ark. It's always like, he has the Ark. Now he has the Ark. Now he has the Ark.
Imagine Jones basically just finds everything and the Nazis come and swoop in.
Yeah.
Imagine that like 5 times.
Imagine then now, because he's been looking for the Ark the entire movie, or since after the cold open. And so that's very important to him. Because in the backstory, he has been looking for it for many, many years. He's always been interested in the Ark.
Yeah.
But now he also is interested in Marion again, since they had their little reconciliation. So instead of the Nazis throwing her down into the snake pit with him, Belloc just says like, and I'll be taking Marion, not literally saying that, but because, and she's like, no, you'll be coming with us,
whatever.
Yeah. So now, not only did they steal the Ark from him, they stole his girl. Now he has a real reason to go after them. Instead of just getting the Ark, which sure, he wants it, but that's just the mission. Now he has emotional stakes to go after the Nazis. Yeah. So then he gets out the same way, crushes the wall and climbs out, and then it's the airfield again. But the whole time when he's chasing them, Marion is there, like, oh, Indy.
So I was about to say, you need to have her.
She's a damsel in distress,
for help.
But that's fine because she's a damsel in distress anyway. Later in the movie, where it changes though is that he doesn't steal the Ark back and put it on Katanga's boat, because once again, what's the point of that? He steals the Ark back, puts it on a boat so they can take it back home. But then the Nazis, the very next day, just shows up in a U-boat and steals it back, and this time then steals Marion. Like, what? Why back and forth? Just fucking streamline this fucking bullshit. There's no reason to drag it out.
That's because that's how they wanted to write the movie. They thought it was exciting to have the back and forth, to have the like false hope, false endings all the time. Because like, you have that at least 3 times where like, shit, he found the thing. He's got everything now. He's safe. He's sound. He's good. And then the Nazis show up and just take everything, and we start over a little bit.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's very start-stop. For me, that gets old. I'm like, God.
I agree, but that's just how they wanted to write it, I assume.
Yeah, and I don't like
because possibly, I haven't seen a lot of the old TV shows that they watched, but I'm assuming that's maybe what the episodes felt like.
Yes, and I even wrote that in my Letterboxd review. Like, it feels very episodic, and then people go, "Well, of course it's based on serials." Yeah, but now it is a movie. It's a 2-hour movie, not a 20-minute serial. Sorry, and we got to create like a red thread going, a through line, not just and now we got to go get the Ark. We got it. Oh, the Nazis stole it back. We got to go get the Ark. They stole it. We got to go get the Ark. Like, come on.
How much did the writers have before this? Like,
well, Lawrence Kasdan, technically, no, the year before this wrote one of the greatest movies of all time, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
George Lucas, of course, was involved in writing all the Star Wars movies, and he was involved in writing like Apocalypse Now. He did a bunch of stuff with like when the new wave of American directors happened in the 70s. Philip Kaufman is the only one I don't know much about.
Jesus Christ, there's so much.
Oh shit, he wrote The Right Stuff. He wrote Invasion of the Body Snatchers before this.
Okay, yeah.
The guy, he knows what he was doing.
Because that's the only thing I could like consider is like, but maybe they didn't have a lot of practice yet. But that's not fair.
That's not true. Yeah, George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan are good writers. Say what you will about the Star Wars movies, the prequels in general. George Lucas is a bad director, but he's a good writer. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the problem is not lacking in the writing department. It's just like I don't know why it is the way it is. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, so for me, that is the problem. Like I'm so frustrated when I'm watching it. Like this constant back and forth, no real like emotional stakes involved. And then you have like these, good action scenes.
Yeah.
Not spectacular, but they're good.
I think the action is pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Made well and it's funny.
Sure, yeah.
Like the big guy with the big sword, and then he just shoots him instead.
Yeah. Oh, however, that wasn't in the script.
No, I heard that was a change.
That was improvised because
Harrison Ford was like tired and sick and shit, and he's like, "Can I just shoot him instead?"
He had like a 90 something, and a fever.
Yeah. And
battling the fever in that heat, and they were gonna have like a drawn out sword fight. He was like, "Steven, how about I just pull my gun out and shoot him? I have a gun." And he's like, "Yeah, okay."
Go for it.
He just wanted to go home.
Cut down the movie by another 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Harrison Ford.
I honestly, I don't know why everyone else loves this movie as much as
I
they
don't
do.
understand
I can't defend that. But I can understand that it is a good movie, and I
Yes.
think it's well made. Yeah, it is poorly written to a certain degree, but I think that is just because they got like, what's it called, like nostalgic for their own childhoods,
Sure.
and like, oh, it has to be like I remember my TV shows. You know, they were kids again or something. They got like blinded by that. I don't know.
I just want to reiterate also, I don't hate the movie.
No,
I think
exactly.
it's a fine movie. I have 6 out of 10 on IMDb, although that's an old rating, but I re-rated it today on Letterboxd, and I'd seen it 5 years ago, or 4.5 years ago, and I gave it 3 stars. That's 6 out of 10. 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll still say 3 stars today.
Yeah, it's 3 stars. Like, this is a good adventure movie.
Yeah.
But
But it's not groundbreaking. Well, groundbreaking.
It is
was a
kind of
little bit
groundbreaking, yeah.
back in the days, at least.
Yes, absolutely. And I understand back in the day, like, this was, like, action cinema at its finest,
Yeah.
because it's 81. It's before we had, like, the action
Anything.
cinema of the 90s and specifically the 2000s and
Yeah.
2010s. But, so I'm glad it exists and was so appreciated because it created all the other movies and created a whole, like, subgenre of adventure movies.
Yes.
But I mean, if we're gonna be like completely objective, like it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Also,
frustrating.
isn't there an argument for this movie that Indiana Jones doesn't really do anything? The Nazis would have done everything they did anyways.
Yes.
But that's not fair.
It's not completely fair. He does find the Ark, and without him, they would have been digging in the wrong spot forever.
For ages,
maybe.
basically.
They probably would have found it eventually, but it would have taken them way too long. But
Yeah, and
technically,
Hitler might have even gone like, fuck that, I'll give up. Let's just go find that thing instead.
But technically, they would have found it eventually.
Yes.
So other than that, all he does is stall them, because it starts with
Point
them.
them in the right direction.
Yeah, it starts with the Nazis looking for the Ark. They find the Ark. They take the Ark to the altar where Belloc is going to try it out, and then they do it. And Indiana Jones just
And then they
tags
die.
along. Yeah, and they die. He doesn't actually do anything.
No, the only difference is maybe the Nazis would have picked it up afterwards on that island, unless Indiana Jones was there to call in the Americans to pick it up.
Yeah, maybe. But that's
Maybe
about
he
it.
changed that fate, at least.
I know that's kind of like a ho-ho, jokey, like, did you know Indiana Jones actually has no impact on the plot? And it's like, well, actually, but no, it doesn't really.
Not in that sense, but it would have been a much longer time span if he wasn't there.
Sure, yeah, it wouldn't have made for a good movie.
It wouldn't have made a movie at all.
No, but then there's also like that's also why it feels so like, because he has the Ark at one point, but then they steal it back. Wouldn't it be better if he was constantly chasing it? Like in the first Uncharted, definitely the Uncharted game that has aged the worst, both in writing and in technical stuff. But it's still a great story because they're there to look for El Dorado, the lost city of gold, which they find out is just a statue, not a full city, because El Dorado is the Golden Man. So they find that out, and they find out that there's some other adventure thieves who wants it.
Yeah.
And instead of them finding El Dorado in the third of 16 chapters, and then they get it stolen by the bad guys, and then steal it back, and steal it back, and steal it back, but whatever, they actually, both of them, chase El Dorado, or trying to find out where it is, from different ends.
Yeah.
And in the end, the bad guys get it. But at that point, Nathan Drake has found out that it's just not a golden statue. There is a curse put upon it, because he's actually seen the monsters it created. So he now just can't. It's not just about now him getting the statue and getting all the gold. It's about him stopping these guys from inadvertently spreading a curse across the world when they sell it.
Yeah.
So, sure, it's still just people chasing after something, but it's not back and forth. It's a forward momentum, and in the end, the stakes are heightened. It's not just about getting the gold; it's about stopping a curse.
Yeah. But the back and forth thing, wasn't that a thing back in the 80s? A lot of movies had that trope for some reason. I feel like that's something you see more in older movies. There's a lot of back and forth. They're running basically in the same spots all the time.
Do you have any examples? I can't really.
I can't think of a good one. That's the issue. But I have that feeling, like that's. I remember thinking that about other old movies, like you're just going back and forth. Get to the point. And in more modern movies, they've streamlined it a little bit more. They're not running back and forth as much.
I don't know. I can't think of any. What I can think of is modern movies being more of a MacGuffin hunt, which, I mean, this would have been as well, but the MacGuffin is something, it's very important, but we don't know what it is. Here we just know what it is. Yeah. I mean, it is technically a MacGuffin hunt.
It is.
So...
Quite literally, even though we know what it is, and it's.
But that's also why you have to heighten the stakes, but not just them looking for the thing. Now he's actually trying to save Marion in my version of the script.
Yeah.
Yeah, because fuck the thing, whatever. It's just an old relic. I want to save the girl I love.
But he also is like, if I don't get it and the Nazis have it, that's one of the first things they say. It would be a very dangerous thing for an army to have.
Oh yeah, sure. He still wants the Ark.
Because he needs to, like, protect people from being killed by it.
Yeah, but he's also... That's his mission. Like, I need to do this. It's important. But he also, like, in his heart, needs to save Marion. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not just about the thing doing the mission.
And he is doing that. He is in his heart needing to save Marion. He's just not very good at showing why he wants to do that.
Yeah, but they do show it.
Because he's not very in tune with his emotions.
No, but they have the scene on the ship where they kiss. Because it's after that she does get kidnapped. Imagine if she got kidnapped earlier in the movie. Just like... Because my version is also shorter. It wouldn't be like an hour when they're chasing after her. But... So, I mean, that's literally 20 minutes before the end of the movie. Yeah. They actually fall in love, and she gets kidnapped.
And he doesn't do much
after.
to save her. He just gets taken as well.
Yeah, because there's one scene after that where he gets on board or two scenes, I suppose. He gets on board the U-boat.
Yeah.
He tags along to the island, and there he intercepts them with the bazooka. But that's it!
But then he gets tied up along next to her anyway, so...
Yeah! Imagine if, when Belloc steals the Ark in Cairo, also steals Marion, and then you have, like, a 40-minute chase where you're like, I need to get the Ark and get Marion. Like, he's emotionally invested, instead of just...
It would be more exciting. It would give it, like, another star for me. I know, I agree. I'm just... Unfortunately, that's not what they did.
Yeah, but why doesn't other people see that? Why am I insane?
I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Because they're blinded.
Because I've literally never met a person who doesn't love this movie. And I'm like, for what? I can understand liking it, but loving it? Like one of the greatest movies ever? No.
I think it's one of those, like you said, it's like you're not just... Everyone loves it, so you're not allowed to dislike. You're not allowed to say you don't like. Because it's Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. They're like the greatest people alive when it comes to these kinds of movies. You just have to love them. They can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Probably more like that, unfortunately.
And it's funny, because this came 4 years after Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which we just talked about. There, when once again, he shows all these qualities as a director, but instead of just being dumb, hollow action, it's emotional filmmaking. But it's the same. You have the cinematography, you have the lighting, you have the music, all of those things, the writing,
sets and all that.
That makes Steven Spielberg such a good director is on show there. But instead of it just being an action movie, it's more. And then, literally the year after this, in 1982, he made E.T.
Yeah.
Once again, doing all the directing, the cinematography, the music, everything is just on point, just like in this, but it means something. So, once again, I'm not saying like action movies can't be as good as emotional movies, but it's like...
Did he write E.T.? No, he didn't, right?
Yes, he did. Together with a guy, some girl, some lady, I don't know.
I can't find it on his writing credits.
No, but just look up the movie. Okay, no, he's not. It says it's just Melissa Matheson. But I know, once again, because he produced it, he was involved in writing it, but he doesn't have a writing credit. Yeah. It's like that with a lot of movies he makes.
Sure. But maybe then his depth wasn't as prominent because of the other writers. I'm not saying they're bad writers because of it, but they had another vision and more simplistic, less deep vision for this movie. They just wanted dumb adventure.
That's what I'm not asking for it to be super deep like Close Encounters or E.T. I just wanted to be a little more emotional stakes. Just a little bit more fucking like them making out once and him like, yeah. And then, oh no, she's gone. Not just like, listen, kid, you can tag along, but I don't care. And then, oh no, she's gone. Okay, well, let's keep doing the mission. So I just need a little bit. That's all I want.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not what you get.
Oh, I know. Once again, I've been shitting all over this movie. I don't think it's that bad. I'm really frustrated by those parts, but I can recognize that it is a well-made and occasionally fun action adventure movie.
I think for the most part it is a good movie. It is entertaining. It is very well made. I agree. The writing could have been a little bit better, but I just kept seeing it like he's a bit of a douchebag. He doesn't really care about her until the very end after they've had sex again. That's when he goes, I do kind of like her, don't I? Yeah. Shit.
And then
she looks pretty in those white dresses that everyone keeps putting her in.
But then also,
and he feels guilty for dragging her along on this mission, allowing her to come along, and then getting her fucking kidnapped a few times.
Yeah,
and close to dying, and almost thinking he killed her once.
But it's not just, it's then the unnecessary action scenes that come out of that, like I said.
I don't mind the unnecessary action scenes. I don't have an issue with them. I like unnecessary action sometimes.
No, because it feels so detached from the movie.
Yes.
It's like I think I've used this, but it's a perfect example. Every action scene in The Hitman's Bodyguard, remember that movie? Mm-hmm. Does anyone remember that?
Yeah.
Every action scene in that movie, it's just them pausing the plot to have a car chase or a shootout. Yeah. And then as soon as that is over, they keep talking about the plot. It's just like, what? Make the action part of the plot. Have you seen John Wick?
I was about to say, we've been spoiled by John Wick putting a new standard in those kinds of movies.
But that's the thing. I didn't like this when I was a teenager, way before John Wick was a thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure. I liked this when I was a kid.
Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid. When I got a little older, I was like, it's not that good. And I've never had anyone being able to like convince me that, and make me change my mind. Because they're like, but it's really fun. It's like, it's not. No, it's not really. I don't know. And I'm not trying to hate it. I want to like it. It's one of these movies. I want to like it. Of course, I want to like it. It's a fun movie, but I just don't get it.
Hey, maybe watching all of them will give us more insight into Indy and the story, and it will make us appreciate the beginning more. I don't know. Well, wait, doesn't the second movie technically take place before this?
Before, yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, not of the original trilogy. Let's talk about those at first.
Yes. This
is my least favorite.
Like, I don't remember the third one so much, so I can't speak on that. I don't know if I've seen it, I'm being honest.
That's going to be fun then, because when I was a kid, I didn't like the third one. When you're a kid, you like Temple of Doom. When you get a little older, you like Raiders. But
Is that the one with his dad?
Yes, Sean Connery as his dad. No one ever likes The Last Crusade. But the last time I watched it, which was a while ago, I gotta say, I was surprised. But we'll talk more about that in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And let's wrap this up, because now we've been hashing over the same thing over and over again, because I just can't get it through my head.
Overall, it is a good movie. It's not
bad. No, that's fine. We shouldn't. Now you're doing it again. We've talked about this over and over again.
No, but overall, I'm just saying,
it's
a good movie.
Okay.
That's it. I don't.
Despite all the flaws, I've said it 5-6 times. It is a good movie. I just don't think it's that good.
Yeah. But that's it.
Yeah. Sorry if you came here to listen to two people gush over your favorite movie. It's a 6 out of 10.
Ooh, you'll have a ride for the next episodes then, I guess. I don't know. Depends. I don't remember what I think.
No, like I said, I like the other ones more. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Stay tuned for those and check out the Patreon episodes.
Yeah. So patreon.com/domagazine for that. Other than those Indiana Jones ripoffs, we have literally hundreds and hundreds of episodes of exclusive material. So $3 a month, support independent podcasting. If you don't feel like paying, at least hang out on YouTube, or hit the subscribe button, or if you're on Spotify and have podcasts, click the follow thing. Rate us, comment, all that stuff. and we'll see you next week for the Temple of Doom. But until then, have a great summer, and have a good one. Bye! The SpoilerCast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Vedén and Rebecca Vedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a shout out to our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Matej Viki, Spencer Gravely, Jacob, CK85, Christopher Belén, Daniel Del Gaiso, Mom and Mac, Mom, Dad, and Laura Kinney.